Hey everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Wednesday, June 26, 2019. All right, so again, a bit of a mild day in the astrology, not a whole lot going on in the sky. We do have the moon still in Pisces, so still a great time for cultivating that receptive side of ourselves. Great time for developing our intuition, maybe getting a little bit of rest. More flow energy into our life can be great to develop with this moon in Pisces. So other than this, just some minor lunar aspects, and going into tomorrow, we do have the sun sextiling up to Uranus. So we may start to feel in the later part of the day maybe something new and different, exciting in regards to what we're focused on, and maybe just mixing things up a little bit can really revitalize us and give us that rejuvenation with the sun. All right, so let's take a look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here's the sky for this Wednesday. And again, we are using the actual size of the constellations called True Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, definitely check out the link down below because the signs are different from mainstream astrology. All right, so let's take a look here. The moon is going to be finishing up Pisces here today and tomorrow. Very large constellation. We've had this energy here for the past couple days. And so still really good to get into this receptive side of ourselves. It's all about essentially connecting to the ethers of life and finding that spiritual peace. That's essentially what Pisces helps us do. So great time for creativity, imagination, letting the mind wander a bit, spirituality, spiritual activities, any type of psychological stuff, or listening to dreams and automatic writing and drawing out from the unconscious mind. This type of stuff that's very etheric in nature, really good to develop with the moon in Pisces at this time. So this is part of the third quarter moon, which means that roughly about a little over a week ago, we had the full moon. And so this is the integration point of the lunar cycle, meaning that it is a good time to set some intentions and just challenge ourselves towards some things that we might feel called to move forward or set some intentions with at this time. And in this way, it can be very constructive. The challenge with this, or at least what we can challenge ourselves with, is while incorporating this receptive Pisces energy, also developing this practical energy. With the sun in inquisitive and flexible Gemini, it is a really good time to incorporate a bit of this practical focus on life. How can we focus on practical things? Be flexible, be adaptive, be willing to learn, while at the same time, surrender the mind, right? Surrender the practical, live more presently, listen to our intuition, things like that. So really good way of working with this combination right now in the sky. All right, then, so in terms of the aspects, no major aspects going exact today, but the moon will be forming a few here. The moon will be trining up to Jupiter and squaring Saturn. So with this, maybe just feeling a little bit inspired, or maybe seeing some potentials today on one level, but then on the other level with square to Saturn, maybe some responsibilities, or just being keenly attuned to these responsibilities. And so anything we can do to, in this case, challenge ourselves to incorporate responsibility, patience, discipline intentionally can be great. Nothing major, but just a good way of working with the day in general. Then in the later part, for most of us, the moon will sextile Venus and square up to Pluto. So with this, we may just notice a little bit of ease in our connections, like relationships and enjoyments. And then the square to Pluto, just a good time for self-empowerment and transformation. Anything we can do to challenge ourselves there can be great in the later part of the day. But again, nothing major with these minor lunar aspects. The most important thing will, of course, be this moon in Pisces, sun and Gemini energy. And as we get into tomorrow, the sun will start to sextile up to Uranus. So it's a bit of a minor aspect, but some of us will feel it. And again, mostly tomorrow. But with this, good time to maybe mix things up a little bit. Uranus is all about getting outside of our comfort zone. With the sun, it could deal with our self-expression, our individuality, our enjoyments of life, whatever it is we're focused on. Just us in general, just getting this kind of opening to mix up the routine a little bit, think outside the box, create some freedom and change, challenge our own status quo, challenge the collective status quo, this kind of stuff to bring in a bit of the revolutionary energy of Uranus and healthfully disruptive energy of Uranus, which in a sextile can be easier to work with. All right, everyone. So that's the day in a nutshell. Again, most important thing, third quarter phase of this lunar cycle. And by the way, we are gearing up for a solar eclipse, which will be on Tuesday of next week. So we're still a ways away, but do know that this next lunar cycle coming up is a solar eclipse cycle. It'll be very important for our life path, shifts and changes along our life journey, and empowering ourselves in that sense. So a lot of it will be about Gemini. Solar eclipse will be in practical Gemini. And so by focusing on this more practical stuff right now and incorporating, again, flexibility and adaptability is a good way of preluding to that solar eclipse. But today, incorporating that practical energy with receptivity, acceptance, and presence, which Pisces helps us develop. All right, so everyone, have a fantastic day. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the daily forecast. Take care.